Sometimes when I log on to ESO, I only have about 5 or 10 minutes to complete a couple of things in the game, or sometimes I hop on and I have no idea what I would like to do. That's why I made this guide for 10 best daily routines that you can do every time you hop on, with included time so that you can maximize the amount you can get done with the time you have. Make sure you watch the entire video so you know all the options in terms of daily routines and the time it takes so you can combine what you would like to do and maximize the time that you have. Let's get started. The first tip I have for you is every day when you log in to claim your daily reward. This should be the first thing that pops up when you log in. All you do is scroll down to that bottom box that shows the daily rewards, click it, and it's claimed. You can click one more time to click into the calendar and see what daily rewards are available every day of the month. Now this month, as an example, you could have gotten a monocle, some wild hunt crates, crafting materials, and they even gave away the Clockwork City DLC on day 2. Now this is atypical since it's the 10th anniversary at the time that I am recording this, and they've been giving out DLCs and some really cool rewards, but there's typically some kind of non-combat pet style item, things like that you can get every month, as well as crafting materials, gold, other currencies in the game, and it takes well under 5 minutes or less, so that's why it's number 1 on my list. My second item of what to put on your to-do list is to go to the stable every single day. I usually start and end my day here so that I can upgrade my mount on characters that don't have everything maxed out. This makes you faster while riding on your mount, as well as giving you some carrying capacity increase in your bag. This is huge because if you're like me, I always struggle with inventory space and having room, so every day you can increase that slot by 1, increase your mount speed, or increase the mount stamina, which is how long they can hold that higher speed. It's super easy to do and under 5 minutes, even combined with the other tips. The third item on the to-do list is to check your mail. Now I know this sounds a little bit silly, but if you have the hirelings unlocked in your crafting passives, all of the materials that they mail you will be here, as well as any items that have sold at your guild trader or expired and need to be relisted. Once you have checked your mail, my to-do list item number 4 is to restock your guild store. So any of those items that sold will need to be replaced, as well as anything that expired. So you can see that's what I'm doing here. I come through my inventory, relist anything that came back to me, as well as stocking new items for things that sold. This is also a really great time to organize your inventory, putting any extra recipes, furnishing plans, etc., whatever you would like to store in your bank, clearing up your inventory space. You can also check out what your guilds have if you have access to the guild bank, maybe trade some plans there or other items, and get ready to start what you would like to do. The next daily item I have for you to put on your to-do list is to complete your crafting writs. Now I know this isn't everybody's favorite, but it is a really great way to earn some gold, earn more crafting materials, and level up your crafting skills all at the same time. Now this will take you probably 10 minutes or less if you're combining all the options that I've listed previously, but it's a really great way if you only have a couple minutes to knock out some helpful things that will boost your character, even if you only have 10 minutes. You can do this on as many characters as you would like. Maybe it's only 1 or 2, maybe it's all 20 of your characters. That's totally up to you. Obviously it'll take more than 10 minutes the more characters you do, but this is a really quick and easy way to earn some gold, get some more crafting materials, and build up your stock over time. The next item on the to-do list is something you can do while you're doing your crafting writs, so it doesn't really add too much time, and that is researching traits on equipment. So every character will have to research each of the traits on every single piece of equipment, which is quite a feat and can take some time, sometimes having to wait over 20 days, depending on your passives and what else you have researched in order to get all the traits unlocked. Now this is helpful to have these traits unlocked if you ever want to recreate any gear in the future. So if you can start this early on, this will be really helpful later on when you're trying to recreate sets, maybe up your damage game. So you can help yourself out by just checking every day to make sure that you don't have a research spot open, and if you do, researching another trait that you have available. It will destroy the piece of equipment that you choose to research, but it's well worth it to learn the trait. If you combine some of my other daily tips that I have in this video, you'll have plenty of gear to choose from and won't have to worry about picking and choosing whether you want to keep the gear or research the trait. The next item I have on the to-do list is to complete dailies. Now this will bump you up to about 30 minutes or less, since these dailies do take a few minutes to complete depending on which ones you choose to do, but they're usually fairly quick and they have lots lots of added bonuses. For example, if you talk to Sahari and pick up the Elsewhere Force quest, you have a chance of getting a drop for the furnishing plan for the Khajiit Brazier Enchanted. This furnishing plan sells for over 1 million gold. It's a really rare drop, but if you happen to get it for completing this quest, which only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to do depending on which one you get, you could make a lot of money for a little bit of time. Now, one thing to note, to unlock the quest for Sahari, you do have to complete the Demon Weapon Prologue quest, which is the prologue quest for Elsewhere. This is pretty quick and wasn't too hard to complete, so you can do this on each character that you would like to have in order to run Sahari's quest. Spoiler alert, the Demon Weapon are the dragons that are found in Elsewhere. Now, there are lots of other dailies that you can complete, such as the new DLC dailies. Usually those items, furnishing plans or motifs that would drop from those sell for the most since they're newer, but there are plenty of zones that still have items that drop that still sell for a decent amount of money. It's totally up to you which dailies you would like to complete and maximize what you want to get out of each of those dailies. Another couple of dailies that are worth mentioning are the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, since those will drop scripts now. If you're trying to learn scripts for the new scribing system, that's a great way to do so. It'll also level up your companions, Mages Guild and Fighters Guild skill lines, so those are some really easy ones to add in. You can get some decent rewards and also multitask by leveling up your companions or getting those scripts. Dailies are a really great way to get gear, earn some gold, get some experience in the game, and I find it's what I like to do when I only have about 30 minutes or less in the game, combined with all the other options I've showed here thus far. You can change it up what dailies you do, keeping it fresh and interesting, and that's why this is one of my favorite daily items to add to your routine. Item 8 on the to-do list is to complete your daily endeavors. These are very easy to incorporate into the other to-do items that I've listed here. For example, using your ultimate ability 3 times, you could easily do that while you are completing dailies, as well as maybe you steal some items from the environment as you're walking around doing your crafting writs, get some gold, as well as a couple of endeavors that you can use to buy items from the endeavor store. There are items from crown crates, there are great items you can buy. It's just nice to have, and check them out. Sometimes one endeavor is worth more than the other, so make the list of what you want to complete and add it to your to-do list. Now, if you have a bit more time, or maybe dailies aren't your thing, the next item on the to-do list I have for you is to do the random dungeon or battleground, or both, every day. The first random dungeon and battleground you complete will give you special rewards. You can only do this once per day on every single character. So as you can see here, I queued up on my heavy attack Sork. It has a heal on it, so some people might call this fake healing, but for a normal dungeon, it usually does the trick. Now, if I were queuing for a vet dungeon, I would want to be on a full build healer, just in case we get something harder that requires a lot more time. The harder the dungeon, the more time it's going to take. So if you want something quick and easy, I would recommend taking a below level 50 tune-in. That will guarantee that you get some of the earlier DLCs or even base game dungeons. Even if you have a team that maybe isn't as familiar with the dungeons, it should still be pretty smooth sailing. You can see even on this DLC dungeon, Depths of Malatar, we completed the dungeon in about 10-15 minutes. It was pretty quick. The other nice thing about doing the random dungeon is that you do get a skill point the first time you complete the quest in the dungeon. So if you complete the quest while you're in there, it'll give you an extra item found in that dungeon. Plus, you can also get that skill point. This is a great way to bank some gear, fill out your sticker book so that you can have that gear if you're trying to build up your damage, maybe get into some harder content. This is a great way to build up your sticker book, as well as get that experience boost and level up your tune to CP or advance your CP level as well. You can also get transmute crystals this way, which are needed to reconstruct items later in the game, and it's just an all-around great way to have some fun. I enjoy the dungeons. Even on vet, there's some pretty cool and interesting mechanics. Just know that if you do the vet version, you'll be spending more time here than the 60 minutes. Now, if you want to do the battleground in addition to or instead of the dungeon, that's another great way to earn some AP. You also earn PvP equipment there, and you can get a skill point every time that you advance your alliance AP level. You can find that under campaigns, and the alliance points that you earn in a battleground should count toward that overall score, so you can get a skill point that way as well. It does take a little bit longer than just completing the quest in the dungeon as you reach a higher level, but it's still there as an option, and you basically get the same bonus rewards for your first random battleground Battleground completed every single day. So this is a great thing to do if you have the time. You can even team up with your guild mates, make it run a lot faster if you know them and they know what they're doing in the dungeon. It can be a really great way to farm them and make the most of the time that you have. Now let's say you have plenty of other time and want to add some more things to your daily to-do list. I would recommend farming for furnishing plans, recipes, motifs, crafting materials, anything like that. You can set a time limit for how long you want to do this. For example, I'm in the new DLC here, Gold Road. I'm searching for furnishing plans. I could do this from anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes and cut myself off. Or if I just want to keep doing this all day, you certainly could. But it's a really great way to add some time in to farm materials or plants, and it doesn't feel like that's all you're doing in the game. So you can go through, loot all of the desks, nightstands, wardrobes, etc. for furnishing plans as an example. One thing to note is you can travel to a house to reset the containers. Just make sure it's a house that you don't already own. You can go to the crown store, find that house, or find it in the collections, travel to it, preview it, and then leave. It will port you back to where you were before, but it will reset all the containers. Or if you find somewhere where there is a load screen leaving the door, this will reset it as well. For crafting materials, you can go to a zone. Maybe it's Craglorn, so you can hope to get Nerncrux crafting materials that you can sell at a guild store, as well as other materials as you loot them. Whatever you'd like to do, set that timer, and that's a really easy way to add this to your routine without it feeling stale. You can also apply this same concept to skill points, maybe hit up a couple of public dungeons, maybe go around looking for sky shards, or just simply do the zone quests and get some skill points that way as well. You can set a timer the same way I suggested for the furnishing plans, and that way it doesn't feel like you're grinding too much trying to get those skill points, just adding it to your routine so it feels like a normal part of the game, and you can have some fun while doing it depending on what you like to do. Public dungeons have lots of nice boss fights. The zone quests have some great storylines that you can follow, and you can even find sky shards while you're doing those zone quests as well. So that's what I would recommend if you have some more time and go through all these options and are still looking for something to do. That's all I have for you today in terms of daily routines that you can incorporate into the Elder Scrolls Online. Did I miss your favorite daily routine item? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you, you can help me by subscribing to my channel and liking the video. I really hope that this video helped you, and can't wait to see you in the next one.